What's up guys, it's Josh back with another video and welcome back to the channel. And today I wanted to dive into using the Systemctl command to efficiently list services on your Linux server. But before we jump into the demonstration, let's take a moment to understand what services and daemons are within the Linux operating system. Now, in the Linux world, services and daemons play a crucial role in the background. They are programs or processes that run independently of user interaction and are responsible for various tasks such as managing network connections, handling print jobs, or even providing web services. And services and daemons ensure that your system functions smoothly and that you can access the functionality. Now, just to cover these two individually, first off, a daemon is a type of service that typically starts when the system boots up and run continuously in the background. And daemons are often named with a D at the end of it. So like SSHD is the SSH daemon, or HTTPD for the Apache HTTP server daemon. And these daemons are essential for providing services without requiring direct user interaction. Now, a service, on the other hand, is a broader term that encompasses both daemons and other background processes. And services can include daemons as well as other system processes that perform specific tasks. Think of services as a way to manage and interact with various functionalities of your Linux system. Now that we have a better understanding of what services and daemons are, let's proceed to the demonstration on how to use the Systemctl command to list and manage these vital components of your Linux server. Before we move forward, I wanted to give a quick shout out to CIQ, the official partner of Rocky Linux. Rocky Linux is a Linux distribution that is intended to be a downstream complete binary compatible release using the Red Hat Enterprise Linux operating system source code. The project is led by Gregory Kurtzer, who was the founder of the CentOS project. So check out Rocky Linux at ciq.co. All right, so I'm connected to my virtual machine. This is Ubuntu 22.04, and this is the desktop edition of Ubuntu. But right now, I'm currently SSH'd into a server on my network using the terminal on this virtual machine. All my servers, they run headless, meaning that I manage those servers via SSH remotely. And so I wanted to simulate you actually doing that at your home lab. Now, the first thing I like to do is show you guys the actual command's man page. And so the command is Systemctl, and I wanted to show you guys that man page so you can get a better understanding of how to use the command. And also, this is a great place to get help if you need a little bit more understanding of how to use it, or let's say you forgot something or an option that you want to use. Then it's easy to go straight to the man page and get that information. So let's go down and type that in first. So man Systemctl, all one word, and press enter, and that'll bring up the manual for this command. Now, as you can see, it says Systemctl control, the system, and service manager. And so this is the synopsis. This is how you actually use it. It's got the Systemctl, then your options, commands, units, and then also a description of the actual command. And let me go down and read that for you guys. What it says: Systemctl may be used to introspect and control the state of system and service manager. And it also says, please refer to systemd for an introduction to the basic concepts and functionality this tool manages. And then it goes through the commands. So you could, like I said, you can come in here and get all the information about it. And this breaks everything down. I just wanted to show you guys where to get help in understanding this command. But let's walk through a few examples right fast. So let's start out by taking a look at how to list the running services on your Linux server. And with the command, I'll be using a couple options, and I'll explain each one of them as I type them in. But Systemctl and then -- type. And what I want to do is look for services, because it could be more than just services under here. So service, we want to look for a service, and then also we want to look for the state of the service. And this is typically what you do because most likely all your services are running on the system. I mean, there are cases where they have failed, and I'll show you guys how to filter that out as well. But we want to look at running services on the system for using the systemctl command. So if we press enter here, and it may not work because you may have to run it under sudo. Yeah, you don't. I forgot, this is just strictly information purposes, so you don't need to run sudo. You only need to run sudo when you make changes to those services, like if you want to stop a service or something to that effect. You need to use the sudo command, but this is strictly information. And I have this server, I believe, set up as a web server. Like I said, it's just one of my servers on my network, but as you can see, it's running Apache. So that's Apache services right there. Cron, which runs by default, and that basically runs programs on a schedule. That's kind of like that automatic run tool on like Windows or something. You use cron for Linux. That's the application for that. And then MySQL is running on here, as you can see. And then also we got like snapd, SSH, you know, that's one of the default applications. And so this first column is your units, what they call it, but it's essentially the services that are running on the system. You see systemd, journal D, login D, network D, resolve D for DNS, so network name resolution. And just to break down each one of these columns, so your unit is your service, and then load means the service is loaded, and then active, basically that means what it means, the service is active. And then you got sub, and it shows the current status of that service, and it's running. And then the description, and this basically breaks down what the application is. So like I said, or the service is, so apache2.service is the Apache HTTP server. Same thing, MySQL, it's MySQL community server. Snap daemon, or a daemon, that's a service as well. System logging, so or syslog.service, so that's doing the system logging for us, and that's actively running on the system. Let's see, journal services, user login management, network configuration, network name resolution. It was one that I missed. Where's the SSH? Oh, there we go. OpenBSD secure shell server. So that's there. And if you guys can't see, just to show you guys, you can hit the right arrow and that'll move things over so you can see this fully, or see the full information. And you can press the left arrow back and that'll take you back towards the front. And then also, it's another one down here I wanted to show you guys what unattended upgrades.service. So that's that service that runs on Ubuntu servers that automatically updates the security packages. So whatever packages are out there or available for your Ubuntu server, they'll be downloaded and installed by this service right here, the unattended upgrades service. And so that's super cool, right? You know what I'm saying? That kind of breaks down everything that's running on the service. Now, let's say you want to filter some of this out. Let's say you want to look for certain things, and this is how you can run this command, you know, in tandem or with another command. And typically what I show is grep, and I've done a video on grep showing you guys how to use that in the past. But let's say we want to take this full list and we only want to look for specific applications. Now, I can show you the other way of actually running it, the quicker way or the shorter command to do this, but I'll just show you this as well so you guys can see. But you can grep, and that means search for a specific service that's listed here. So let's say you only want to look at one service, and so you have to use the pipe first, then grep, and then whatever search term you want to use. So let's go down and look for snapd and press enter, and as you can see, it'll pull in that one service. So snapd.service, it's loaded, active, running, you know, and it's the snap daemon. Just like up here, basically all that information up here. Grep searches for that and finds that line and spits it out. So that's a way of using grep along with the systemctl command, and you can do that for any of them, obviously. Let's just type cron in there, press enter, it'll pull the same thing, pull the same information. You can also do, let's say, Apache 2, press enter, boom, it'll pull that information as well for that service. Now, what I meant by a shorter command earlier for pulling the status of a service, you can run systemctl status of a particular service. So you can run snapd and press enter, and it'll pull up that service. And I've showed you guys this in the past, like when you get things installed on the server, like running through an Apache install or a web server install, and you want to check to verify that those services are running on the server. Then you want to run that systemctl status, and then the actual daemon or the service that's running on the system, and it'll give you all the information about that service. It even breaks down, you know, what actually happened when that service started. So if something failed, or if it's not running, if it's not active in any way, then you can see a little bit of the information where it failed, but you may have to dig into the journals in order to find more information if something happened. And all you gotta do is hit Q, and it'll take you back to the terminal, or back down to the terminal, so you can type in your next command. And you can also do this, and I've shown this in the past, but let's say you want to look at Apache. You can tab it out. I think it's Apache 2.service, press enter, boom, that'll pull up that service as well. It also gives you a lot more information. That's another thing I wanted to point out. You know how it listed that the service was loaded above? Like if we scroll back up here, it's loaded. This breaks down where it's loaded from if you actually dig into the service itself. So it's loaded, yes. And then here is the actual file for that service. So lib systemd system Apache 2.service. That's where it is. It's enabled, and there is some information on there. And then active, it shows you when it first became active. So it says active since Friday 2023, and 21 minutes ago. So that's when it became active. And then docs, so you can get some information on that service if you want to. It'll take you to that documentation for, you know, Apache. That's essentially what that is. And then some more information like the process, you know, IDs, main app, process ID, task, 6, memory usage, CPU usage, C group, you know, a lot of more information. And then also a few logs right here, like starting the Apache service. You can go down on this and it'll give you a little bit. Well, it doesn't. Yeah, it won't give you any more. But if you run into any issues, you have to look into your journals. And I'll go on and do another video at a later time showing you guys how to, you know, run through the journals and search for issues. I'll like generate some form of an error or mess up some service or something. I'll show you guys how to look through the journals to see, you know, the error that's popping up and kind of how to troubleshoot it. Now let me show you guys how to, let's say, stop a service. So we'll use this as an example. So you got their systemctl status, Apache.service. Let's say we want to stop this service from running. We can run, and you have to use sudo when you make the changes to these services, or stopping these services, restarting these services. You have to use the sudo account. So let's type sudo systemctl, and let's say we want to stop, you know, that Apache service. So let's run the Apache 2.service stop command, type in our sudo password, press enter, and then let's look at that status again for Apache. And as you can see, right now it's stopped. You don't see that green, you know, like it showed up here, the green next to that service. Active, you'll look at the active, it says inactive, it's dead. So essentially that's stopped, and basically we stopped it. So, and if you look down here, it does have this log. So stopped Apache service, that's the time, you know, all that good stuff. Deactivated it successfully. Let's see what else. Could not reliably detect, stopping the Apache service. Yeah, there we go. So that's the information about it stopping, and that's super cool because that's being pulled probably from the journal. So let's quit, and then let's go down there and show you guys how to start it. So let's say we want to start it. It's the exact same command. All you have to do is type start, press enter, boom. We can go back, check out the service, it's active again. So super cool. And then also, let's say you make changes to your Apache server, and a lot of times when you make changes or activate certain features of your server or service, whatever it is that you're using, a lot of times those new configurations don't take until you restart the service. So let's press Q to get back to the terminal, and let's run that same command, but let's change it to restart. So all you gotta do is hit restart, type that in, press enter, that'll restart that service. So and you can't really probably see anything other than it probably restarted. Let's see, yeah, stopped, restored it, and I'm not sure if that's the same stop up here when we stop the service. I can't remember. I don't know if that's the logs for that. So but as you can see, it's started, it's working, it's active, and all that stuff. And then also a couple other things. Let's say you don't want a service to start up each time the system reboots, and typically this is something that you set up when you first install, you know, an application. You'll go in and run Systemctl and then enable. There's an enable and there's a disable, and the disable is what we want because it's right now it's enabled, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about up here. But the service right here is enabled, so that basically means that this service file or this service will be loaded on reboot. So each time you reboot the system, it'll enable that service. And so, and it's disabled, press enter, and that'll disable that service for us. So if we go look at it, it'll still be running, should still be running, but you'll see disabled right here, and that means that the service won't start when you reboot. It'll when you reboot the system, it won't start this service. And there's cases where you may want to set a service for this purpose. Let's say you need a service to run after some other services are ran on the system, which most of the time that, I mean, that it'll work properly, but sometimes it won't. Let's say you got something running, like something that takes a while to actually load up, like some database files or something. They have to make a connection to a remote location, and you don't want to start the Apache server right away when it boots up. You have to wait until that gets a good connection and all that stuff to, let's say, a remote location where storage data is. Then you can go in and physically or manually start that service, you know, when you go in. And then you can also set delays, and but I won't get too far into that, you know. But let's press Q right fast, and let's go on and enable that service. And typically, like I said, this is what you do when you first, you know, install some type of service on the system. You just type enable, and essentially what it does is creates a symbolic link, and it knows to start that service each time you reboot the server. So let's go on and look at the status again, and you'll see it went back to enabled. So there you go, it'll start up each time you reboot the server. Now there you have it. You're now equipped with the knowledge of how to use the Systemctl command to list and manage services on your Linux server. And like I said earlier in this video, this tool is invaluable for troubleshooting, monitoring, and maintaining your system services and daemons. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more Linux content like this. And thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and of course, keep it techie.